As always, good people, welcome to another episode of Bruce Leroy Bar Report, man. Episode 19 to be exact. And we got a comedian, director, rapper, all of the above, man.
Yeah,
Koleton Dover.
Thank you, bro.
Koleton with a K, right?
Koleton with a K, dude.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Koleton Dover. Middle name's not Ben.
Yeah.
We went over this. But,
dope.
dude, yes, I'm so glad to be here, talk to you,
Hey,
answer your
it's
questions,
an honor
just get to know you, bro.
It's an honor for you to be on here,
Yeah,
man,
bro,
for
for
sure. But as always, we just get into, your name, your backstory, pretty much your upbringing, man. How it all came about from a young age till now, to what you're doing now. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I started, like I said, we talked about this. Am I about? Ever since I was a kid, bro, I loved just acting out shit, just going off of like my own shit and just being creative, creating shit that I loved. And I always wanted to be the funniest in the room. So I always wanted to be like the class clown. That's my thing. I just loved the comedy. Just I've always thought I could be a stand-up comedian. Because I always loved SNL too. If I tell you this, I always loved improv.
Nice.
And just in the moment, timing, because that's really what it is. Comedy's timing. So it's basically as I get older into this comedy thing, I need to learn timing and learning just what works and jokes. And that's just basically what being a stand-up comedian is.
Of course.
I think it's the purest form of comedy too. So I'm really glad that I am on this road of being a stand-up comedian, continuing to be better. So it's really fun.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Man.
It's dope to hear, man, because like I said, like I mentioned before, you're not only a comedian, you've done rap, you've done directing, you mentioned.
Yeah, I made some projects, various film projects with a great crew of mine. Andrew Hatfield, he's watching this. He's my roommate and cousin. He's helped me with various projects. Nathan Van Meter, if you've never met him, he's
I've heard of him. I've heard his music.
His music's
super fire,
phenomenal.
Yeah,
and he's a very talented individual, and he holds a special place in my heart. And he's done projects with me. He's played characters, and he's read scripts, and he's been on the road with me. And absolutely. A lot of people in that Dodge area have helped me a lot.
Shout out to Dodge, man.
Dodge is awesome, and I love that whole place, and everyone's been helping me out with this vision, I guess. So I'm really excited.
This journey you put yourself on, man. Where it's dope to see you have that vision, but like you said, when others step out and are like, okay, I see exactly what he's doing.
See, that's the thing, bro. Because before I even knew what Dodge was, or Rocky Button, or even you, bro, I didn't know people in Indiana were man, I want to create shit too. People in Indiana, it's dude, we're in Midwest. Everyone's making factory jobs. It's dude, everyone wants to create. So I had that vision in my mind and that charisma. And once I found Dodge, I'm oh, there's other people like me. So it's a collective. And recently, my brother Colin, he's a rapper, and he didn't know about Dodge. And I said, "Bro, you belong here."
Colin the rapper.
Yeah, Colin the rapper. He goes by Valen. VX.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's how you spell it.
Which is dope.
It's cool. Valen. Yeah, Colin, my brother Colin. Yeah. So, but he recently came out there. He said, "Bro, thank you for bringing me here, because it is truly a place where creative people can come and collab, and it's just phenomenal." Yeah. So.
And that's how I think of it too. Like I said, when I first started this, man, I had no clue about Dodge. I had no clue about the Rocky Button.
Yeah, I found out about today this place.
So it's awesome. There's so many different lanes and places that want to reach out and help you.
Yeah.
Not only help you create, but just get your name out there, get your brand out there, whatever you have going on. So it's dope to see, man. When it comes down to comedy, man, I know you have your sets and you've been doing comedy for a pretty long time now.
Yeah.
What are 3 essentials you need when it comes down to getting prepped or before? It could be, I know you go probably later in the day, but just your normal day when 3 essentials you need.
So for just as comedy?
Yeah. So when it comes to comedy.
So when it comes to in general comedy, I think one of the big essentials is confidence. I think you need to know what you are saying on stage or in front of the camera, because comedy in various ways is portrayed differently. So I think the key one is confidence. Be confident in what you're saying. If you think it's funny, believe it's funny. Yeah. Convince people it's funny. You know what I mean? A lot of my shit isn't funny. You know what I mean? A lot of people say things that are not funny. So be confident in your shit. And number one is just have a solid set. When I first started doing stand-up comedy, me and my friend Stone Norman, comedian friend of mine, he started comedy with me. Him and me went to go to our first ever comedy show. Went to go see Stuart Huff. He's a stand-up comedian on the road all the time, and we talked to him after the show, and we asked for some advice, and he said to develop, for your first time doing stand-up comedy, you should develop 3 minutes a good solid set.
And that was my
minutes.
I was gonna get into that because I heard the first 3 minutes are
exactly right. So it's to develop like a good 3-minute set, and just gradually grow into a longer set, and then before you know it, you'll have an hour. So that's literally, I mean, that's simplified, but that's basically essentials. And the third one I would say is just, I don't know, be able to self-deprecate. I think that's important with a lot of comedians. Like the funniest thing is like if you're a fat guy doing stand-up, be on stage and say you're fat. That's funny because like,
talk about
how you're fat
in a funny way. Hey, but that probably catches a crowd.
Yeah, it does because like once you say it, it's like, oh, now it's okay for us to laugh at it. Because essentially, it's like they're not laughing at you; they're laughing with you. Vice versa. It's like, I mean, a laugh is a laugh. You know what I mean? So that's what I always think. So
absolutely, because I know I've been to a couple comedian sets where they're there, but I know people would chew you alive, man. If you get up on that stage, because you gotta, like you say, you gotta have the confidence first. But if you're getting up on that stage, you should be prepared. You should have that material ready. You should know, okay, let me tell this joke. If it is going this way, then let me move on. Or
it's
I
all
know
about
different steps.
It's all about timing. It's all about how to fluid. It's all about fluid and how to just say it on stage in the right way. And you're gonna bomb. Like stand-up comedians always think like, I'm gonna go out there and people are gonna laugh at me. If I laugh, I'm like, I'm gonna be the funniest person in the world. It's like, dude, my first time I ever bombed, bro, like it hurt, but like it made me better, and it makes a lot of comedians. It makes a lot of people who do stand-up better as it continues. So bombing's important.
For you to say that too, it's like if say you got a new comedian that's first, like you said, the first time on stage and he bombs. He might just be like, well, this might not be for me. But for you to say, okay, it made me better. That's how I know it's like it's a longevity thing when it comes to your comedian. That's dope, man. For sure. Let's keep it the route of comedians, man.
For sure.
Top 5 most inspiring comedians.
I love these questions, dude.
Absolutely.
So my number one, I have to say, is I recently went to go see him in Chicago. Tom Segura.
Never heard of
him, but he's in the stand-up industry. He's one of the biggest right now. He's touring phenomenally. He's a great comedian. He's my number one, and my number 2 is probably Chris D'Elia.
I've heard of her.
He's great. He's great. And he recently got canceled, but I mean, great comedians have good podcasts and good stand-up, and he has a great podcast, and I love him. My number 3 is probably Andrew Santino. He was actually, Andrew Santino? Bad Friends on Dave. He is a entertainer of no other, bro.
Bad Friends.
He's great on there, bro. Bobby Lee is a menace. Dude, I love that shit, though. I love that shit. Me and Stoney are trying to do that shit, dude. It's like fire. 2 comedians together just like bust each other's balls.
Go for it, man.
But I went to go see Andrew Santino in Atlanta in January, and it was an amazing show. The dude killed. He delivered. It was amazing, bro. But those 3, and then I probably have to say this Italian guy named Sebastian Maniscalco. He's hilarious.
You put me onto some new names.
Yeah, these are people like Netflix specials are out. They're hilarious people. And then if I had to name a 5th one, it's either this guy named Shane Gillis or Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan himself is hilarious. So
we'll just say you gave 6, so we'll just say that 6 is an honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Absolutely.
Those guys have great craft, and like they're just genuinely funny people. But like if you can articulate stand up in a way that it's like an art instead of like just like a job, that's the most beautiful thing you can do. So those people are
I think anything creative is an art form, and it should be stamped as that more. You know, like that's one of those things where it's like you don't just get up out of bed and say, oh, I'm going to do this one day and then fuck it the next day.
It's
got to be consistent.
And I don't think
you got to fall to get up there.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And you gotta keep doing it until it works. I mean, you have to create things. Some things you have to create and it doesn't work. You got to know it doesn't work. That's with jokes. That's essentially how jokes work. And I think, and Shia LaBeouf said this too. Like you said, if it's what do you say? If it's creative, it's art.
Yeah, exactly.
If it moves you, it's art. Shia LaBeouf said that. If it moves you in a way, it's an emotional way, the feeling, it's art, bro. It's subjective and it's art, bro. Yeah. So
makes you feel good. Makes you feel, It's just like music. It's subjective, but it's like music can make you feel good. Music can make you sad. Music can make you want to do this.
Yeah.
So it's like if it can move, like you said, if it can move you in that type of way, it's definitely something cool.
I think art, music, especially film. Film just collects. The reason why I love film, I'll get to it in a second. It's a collection of every single attribute of like it has art, has music, has everything. So I think art, like film, comedy, music, these are things that guide you through feelings and just moods. And I think that's what art can do. It just guides you through different various moods. So that's a the way I've always thought of it. That's what art is.
Dope mindset to have.
Yeah.
So where you're mainly comedy, but you have other things going on.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say mainly comedy. I want to put.
Okay,
I wouldn't say.
Let me back up. Comedy is a big part. Of what you got going on.
It is the biggest part. It is one of my biggest brands.
But you also do music and you direct.
Yeah,
I know. We'll talk about that. But seeing that you've done comedy for a long time, which one came first?
Film.
Film was first.
Film has always been number one. I actually recently started doing comedy. It's almost a year now, which is actually it's pretty recent.
Okay.
It's pretty recent. But I'd say I'm a comedian at heart. Like I've always been. Like I did this thing with a couple of my friends. We did this thing called White Room.
Okay.
It's basically just this talk show, and we just fuck around. And it was really funny because like it was a way I can express my improv and that comedy in that way. But I recently, last year, May of 2021, I think would be exact, will be coming up on the anniversary of me and Stone, is when I started doing stand-up comedy and going on stage and like just being stupid. That's what it is.
It was one of those things like we mentioned. You said COVID was like one of the big things to where you transition from music to comedy. So it's like even though you didn't, I wouldn't say so much like stick to one thing, but you gave another thing a try, and that's what
exactly. Yeah, and I think that's that right there. I found my real passion was filmmaking and storytelling, and whether that be telling a story. Because when I do jokes, most of it is stories. Like I'd be So I was in the parking lot. That's literally like how I start my jokes. Is that it was a story. So I feel like I've always been a storyteller. So I chose that route.
Nice. So, absolutely. Well, over here, as always, man, we have rapid fire questions, this, that, or the other. So I got a couple for you, man. We'll go with being a comedian in a serious movie or being a serious actor in a comedy.
Oh, being a comedian in a serious movie all day long, dude. Okay. I love to be just the guy who just brings just comedic relief, just be like, just serious serial killer scene. I'm like, hey, dude, your fly's open, or something like, hey, slasher, your dick's out, and like, he's like, oh,
and just like breaking the ice,
just break the ice, dude. And then obviously I'll be the first to die, whatever. I'll get my paycheck. Obviously, I don't care. That's every comedian in the movie he dies for. He's like, He's like in the barn or something. I don't know why, but
being a comedian.
Yeah, I'd rather be a comedian than a serious movie, because. Usually, if it's a serious actor and a comedian in a comedy movie, it's usually just It's usually just Liam Neeson. And I like that thought. It's usually just Liam Neeson in every comedy movie.
A couple one-liners like here and there, scare the shit out of you.
It's just a cameo essentially.
Sure. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let's go. Being able to see the future or being able to change the past. Damn. See, I like that response. Every time I can get like, damn, okay.
We're in a serious movie right now.
Think about it, bro.
Damn, dude. Part of me have always wanted to not see the future because I always want to like know that I have the future in my hands, that I can am in charge of my own destiny.
Yeah.
So if I can change the past, then I can have I have more power to do what I want in the future, I guess. So I guess change the past. But you can't do any of those, so essentially, if I had to pick,
if you had to pick, for sure. I like that. Great answer. Being the smartest person in the room or being the most wealthy person in the room?
I do like money. I don't.
But being smart does lead to wealth as well.
Exactly. You have to be smart.
But it's your dish to that, so I'm going with what you got.
I don't know. I don't want to be that pretentious asshole who's like, it's important to have brains, but like, I don't know. I'd have to say it's important to be smart, I guess. I don't know, but I want those bands.
But being smart will get you there. Absolutely. Yeah,
I'll be smart. I'll be smart in this one.
Okay, for sure. $4,000 for the rest of the week of your life, or $3 million right now.
$3 million right now, so I can turn that to something different, turn that bigger.
Okay.
If you have $3 million right now, if you have $3 million right now, you can just all right, look at strategies and be like, oh, let's turn that 3 million to 6 million, and then like.
So you got that mindset.
Yeah.
A lot of people be like, 3 million. Oh yeah, let me go get almost.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Check the bank account the next day, and it's like, damn, I only got 100,000 left.
Yeah, dude. It's like, why did I buy Burger King? Why did I invest in this franchise? Yeah, it's just like, people with money be stupid. Exactly. That's back to the question. It's like, I'd rather be smart than wealthy, because like, if I'm just wealthy, it doesn't mean that I might be a dumbass with $1 million.
Be smart with it. Be smart with it for sure. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go with DC, the Batman, Marvel, Iron Man. And I'm talking on this now because
I've been on a Batman kick for a minute. I watched the Batman last night. I mean, we're on your second part, 45 minutes in. We're taking breaks. Yeah.
Batman.
I love. Yeah, I mean, probably Batman. Okay. There's only been one Iron Man. Batman's been explored by a lot of different actors and yeah. Definitely. So I think Batman has the most depth. I've only seen Robert Downey Jr.'s take. So if I had to take it as a storyteller perspective, I think Batman all day. Okay. Yeah. Plus, Batman's the most realistic, I think. So.
But when it comes to DC or Marvel overall, we break. Well, I want to add one more in. I like the way it was going. I like the route it was going.
Fuck, dude. I'd have to say Marvel.
For sure.
Yeah. Marvel's so much cooler. Spider-Man. I would say Spider-Man. That's the best superhero of all time. Just.
Hey, I like it. Okay, hey, we going over it. Absolutely. Yep. Before we get out of here as well, any upcoming things for 2022 and beyond for you? It doesn't matter what lane you're in, because I know you got a lot of stuff being worked on, or you're in the process of working on.
Yeah, I can talk about some stuff, man. Yeah. Number one, I just want to say that I actually just my website is now live. Nice. So all my content that you can look at, everything I've done for people, video-wise, promo work and stuff. That reel, just all my work is now on that website. Okay. Comedy-wise, upcoming shows. I'm doing a show tonight at the Chop Comedy Club. There's a mic there, 8 o'clock. Come
on out if you can.
Just be out by 8 o'clock. Yeah. But then I got a big show at Dodge. Dodge Comedy is April 29th. I actually want to use this platform to promote it.
Of course.
April 29th. It's a big comedy show. It's actually a special taping. Okay. It's a comedy special that we're taping. Big names coming out. I'm going to be hosting the show. Nice. It's going to be 10 o'clock. $10 at the door, 6 to 8 p.m. Food and drink. Cyclic Sound Waves is going to be doing music throughout the intervals. So it's going to be a big show, April 29th. And I'm working on some projects. I'm working on this music video for these people right now. There's going to be music videos coming out. This guy named Mushu, we recently did a music video last September. We're finally dropping it this Friday. You can check that out on my website and my YouTube. It's going to be a big project. There's Shimmy SARS on it, just some Dodge names. Yeah. And
Shimmy too. Yeah.
My last thing I want to say, I'm in the production of making my first feature with a bunch of people. I'm going down to Kentucky. Nice. And it's Southern Traveler. So Nathan Van Meter's last album, Southern Traveler, dropped last November. We're actually making the feature film for it, and we're in the process of it. And I'm working on that right now. So we're in production. So
excited.
That's my shit.
Hey, you got some stuff going on. That's why I wanted you to give the people that, because I know you got a lot of you're working on, man, and it's noticed.
Thank you.
It's a lot going on. So as always, man, we give flowers over here. Right now, as you should get them, because like I just mentioned, man, you're working on a lot. You got a lot of people looking in your direction when it comes to not just the comedian standpoint, but like you say, you're a director. So you got different lanes where people are definitely looking at it, and it's appreciated, man.
I always try to find,
from my point of view.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I really appreciate that. I just it means a lot, and I just I like to do things where I can work with the most people at the time, because I like working with creative people. I think that's the best experience, is working with other creative people. So that's the best. So
give your social tags, where they come from. If you still, I know you said you took a break on the music, but if you still got music out,
you can check my shit out.
Get a social tag, get the music links, all that, man.
Yeah, so my main Instagram is _Koleton Dover. Follow me. I just post pictures of my girlfriend. That's my shit. And then my production page is the Koleton Dover. That's where I post dates, clips, comedy clips, teasers, all that stuff, just all that jazz. And Koleton Dover, KOLETN DOVR for my Twitter. Yeah. That shit right there, but
spell it with a K.
Yeah, spell it with a K, dude. C-O. That ain't none of that. That ain't it. Middle name's not Ben or Neil. Neil Dover is another one I get all the time.
Man.
Yo, funny thing though. One thing I'll say is I have a twin sister named Kendall, and she's my twin sister, Kendall Dover.
Okay. That's Kendall.
Yeah, that's my sis. And people used to call her Eileen, and I'd be like, Ben, so Eileen Dover. You know, it's like, come on, bro, can never escape this madness.
From childhood.
Yeah, dude, come on, dude.
Absolutely.
Every time I drop a pencil, I'm like, there it is, bend over. So
Or I lean over.
so dumb, so stupid, but
Absolutely.
but that's my shit, bro.
As always, once again, appreciate it, man. Bruce Leroy Bar Report, Good People, episode 19, once again. Koleton Dover. Sure. Yeah, like that.
Peace out.
Yeah. I still got that ace. You know I always got the hot shit. Going like an auction. Smoking on it, I was blowing on it. Got the floating on it and forgot shit. When Smokey